it feels like security and things have been tightening a lot around Nigeria's network. Like just recently, I was trying to migrate someone who wanted to be on AWS to AWS, and they had some support issues. And in the place where you get support to contact you back after they've solved your issue, you're supposed to pick your country. I swear to you, even countries like Botswana, not hating against Botswana, but look at the economic value. We're there. Every other African country was there, but Nigeria wasn't there. I mean, okay. Let's get back to topic. So we this is our second DAO meet. The first one was just to give us a general idea of what a DAO is and of what a DAO was, basically. And what I'll do is I'll just give a brief overview so that we can just remember what was happening, and then from there we'll proceed with the second part. But I don't want to make it take too long, so I'm going to be quite brief. So, what is a DAO? As we said the last time, a DAO um, is it's an acronym for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. So, what those are basically community-led entities. Um, think of a group like Africoders, but instead of being on just WhatsApp, we can be on a blockchain where we can have the activities that we normally have going on, but happening in such a way that it is secure, transparent, and we can get paid for. We can make it into a system that is native to our needs and uses, and it comes with all the benefits of a blockchain. I'll name those later on, but it's basically a decentralized autonomous organization, basically an organization, but running on a blockchain. It's like business on code. Yeah. So, what are the differences between, just to confirm, can everyone hear me well? Are we good? Just give a thumbs up if you can hear me well. All right, that's cool. So, yeah, what are the differences between traditional organizations and DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations? So, in terms of permission, in traditional organizations, the permissions are granted by the state. They're granted by the state or by the, let's say, governing entity. Okay, if it were a business, it would be granted by the founders and leaders of the business. But in this case, organizations mainly are granted permissions by the state. DAOs, on the other hand, are permissionless. We'll look more into that later. So, in traditional organizations, the assets are guarded by the banks. So they're kept by the banks, they're managed by the banks. And however, in DAOs, they're managed in crypto because remember, it's on a blockchain. So your assets are either coins or tokens of that blockchain. So property rights. In traditional organizations, property rights are enforced by the police. If somebody's something goes missing, you're gonna go to the police to find it. However, on decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, I'll just call them DAOs from now on. Property rights are tracked on the blockchain because remember, a blockchain. I think we had a session on blockchains, but a blockchain basically all transactions that are made are logged and everybody sees it and has access to it. So whatever accounts money was gotten from or sent to, everybody can see it and track it. It's full on transparency. So that was property rights. Next is ownership and governance. Like who owns what? If there's ever a dispute about it, in traditional organizations, it is intermediated by lawyers. So if ever you have a legal case on anything, basically, if you're not a lawyer, you need to get a lawyer in order to solve the issues. In DAOs, however, it's managed through software. To break that down, basically, is it's managed through consensus mechanisms in the sense that it's the votes are cast by the members of the blockchain organization slash DAO in order to settle any disputes or things like that. Mm. Lastly, disputes are settled by the courts, but in DAOs, they're settled by arbitration networks. Basically, to to cut a long story short, in traditional organizations, yeah, you have people in the center and automation on the edges. But in DAOs, you have automation in the center and people on the edges. So your core things are oftentimes out of the hands of human meddling and corruption because everybody can see it, you know, you cannot hide. So this is just an overview of our last meet, the first session. So we're not gonna spend too much time on here. But what are the ways that you can leverage DAOs for developer communities? As I said before, we can have collaborative project management, a talent marketplace, community funding of projects that we find interesting, education and skill development, advocacy and representation on important topics to the community. Decentralized decision making. This is one of the very important things that I was speaking about in this first one. Okay. Arbitration networks, for example. You know, in a traditional organization, it goes from the head down, but in a decentralized autonomous organization or a DAO, automation and all your core things are in the center, and it is away from people. If things need to be changed here, everybody, or at least the majority, needs to agree. If not, nothing gets changed. That stops, you know, bad decisions, at least as long as your community members have sense enough to understand the bad decision. So, yeah, we could have community funding of projects. We looked at this earlier. Um, Crowdfunding investment opportunities, grants, community support, education and skill development, upskilling the community, so curated learning resources, mentorship programs, skill certifications, knowledge sharing, all that good stuff. Mm, yeah, let's go to the next slide. So DAOs today, this is not just a presentation, this is also a workshop. So you can trust that we are gonna we're gonna explore some of these. I went through the net and curated a list of people who are doing basically what we want to try and do, to see how they're doing, and so we can see what they're doing with it basically. Um, mm, mm, mm. Some of these websites are absolutely fantabulous. Like it's crazy. Like people are doing crazy things with these things actually. So one of the top DAOs in Africa, for example, is the Africa DAO. You know, Harmonious Open Development, and they basically train Web2 developers. Mm, it trains Web2 developers to get into Web3 basically. Mhm. And they have events yearly. They do some public influence things. They have conferences. They have a team or budget. Like the Africa DAO is asking for USD 2,000,000 to be dispersed in the course of 3 years. We will also actively fundraise with other key players to obtain added support for our activities. We would like to ask for 250K to start activities and showcase results. Okay. Their own, now so then they do their own. Increase them to 4 point. No, that's Harmony, the mother company, I'm guessing. Africa DAO is a subsidiary of that, yeah. So these are things that we can also start doing. It's just that we are not plenty who have interest in these things. Oh, Python de Mel. Can you all see my screen? Yeah, I'm so sorry. I thought that you were seeing this one, but hold on. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, let's make it easier. Just so I can just carry you along. So yeah, Harmony's Open Development is the mother company for the Africa DAO. Okay, so these guys do a lot of projects. I'm guessing they're VC, and all of these are like startups or something. So one of the ones that are under them is Africa DAO, because I was searching for DAOs that are doing things that are similar to us. So these guys, they're tech for good. They have events every year. Last one apparently was in 2021, so they started well. They deal mainly with education. Their main goal is basically teaching Web2 developers to turn them into Web3 developers, where they can come and build on Harmony. So they have meetups, they do public events, conferences, and they have a modus operandi and a team, as well as a budget. So that's how they're doing their own. See it. Mm, those these amounts be scaring me, but such is what they're looking for, and it's ambitious. I like it. We can do the same. So that's Africa DAO. One other one other DAO that I found is Pando DAO. So these guys, they basically come together and 91 member founders, 65 companies. You see, they're basically a conglomerate of all their companies and startups and things that they have together. And that's also really, 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 really cool because what, you know, the resources you can pull together are just out of this world with 91 member founders and 65 companies. You got so you can join them. That's often these things. So you can join as a founder, you can join as an investor. Let's check out Founder DAO. Let's see if we can join them. Sometimes no, it's taking too long. And last but not least is DAO House. First of all, I just want to take a moment for you guys to appreciate this kind of website. I it like it's the style is completely out of this world, and it's not that it's one crazy something, it's just different. It's different, you know. It pulls your attention by force. Just look at the no, and that's it. So when I came across this website, I just had to share it with you guys when we met up. But anyhow, so DAO House is the third, last but not least one that I found, and they actually have a GitHub repo where you can immediately just fork what they're doing and run it on your own. But I better go. That's a GitHub repo where you can fork these things and run them on your own. But these guys also, what they basically do is a protocol for purpose-driven governance, and they have three different DAO house SDKs. You know, so when you first put the specifics on your decentralized and autonomous governance on a chain, you can just launch an app directly, which is supposed to take you to where you can set this up. I tried it, but it's quite a long process and we're not going to look at it because I've already ported one for us that we're going to work on. But it's great for us to see that there's so many different ways that people use these things. Mm. Let's go back to our presentation. Okay. No worry, guys. We're rounding off now because all that was just for us to catch back up on DAOs, and now let's basically go into the main reason we're here, which is the second part of the workshop, Godabeg. So governance and decision making. We need to make decisions. This is our second one. We've gotten an idea of what the DAOs what DAOs do, what are our purpose and goals. They they're not due to the specifics of what we are, as a developer community. It's it's quite obvious the things we need if we want to grow bigger and make the community self-sufficient and rewarding, a rewarding experience for us and future members. We want to grow and want to have fun and enjoy from it too, and leverage on the network of people that we have, you know. So improving that is basically our purpose. And so we have to design the tokenomics. In order to design the tokenomics, we'll need to build the underlying infrastructure. But the great thing about today is basically that we don't need to build it from scratch. It's already on GitHub. For example, we have these guys here. They're basically a framework for DAOs. Like how if you don't want to build JavaScript from the ground up, you can use like React, which has a bunch of those things already pre-made. So it's just for you to actually just put the work in, you know. It's for us to put the work in. So, like the problem statement is basically there's difficulty in coordinating tasks and projects within the community, and there's not much transparency and accountability in the project management. There's limited opportunities for members to earn and contribute to the community in like a meaningful and focused way. So the solution would be for us to create our own DAO, a decentralized task management project coordination solution, which has transparent governance and decision making. It's a token-based reward system for contributions and job posting and application platform where all of these are integrated into one with an experience for developers across Africa, you know. So, um, how does it work? Well, we have to have multiple roles, basically. So we need members that post tasks or projects. We already have those. The ones that apply and complete the projects, we already have those. We need a way for tasks to be tracked and rewarded with tokens. So for someone to post a job, for someone to complete a job, if there was a way that the rewards can be made in a way that it rewards the company as well, like the community as well. So this is one thing that we don't have. Tasks are tracked and rewarded with tokens. Next, for governance, community members vote on proposals. We can already have that, but we do it on WhatsApp right now. DAO treasury is managed collectively. No, it's currently managed sort of centrally. We can come back on that. We can come back on this. This money talk. Job opportunities. So we need members that post job openings. We have those already. The ones that apply for the jobs, we have those already. Successful candidates are rewarded with tokens, so we don't have that. So the things we're missing is basically all it's basically to integrate what we're already doing as a community into a blockchain where the tasks can be tracked and rewarded with tokens. The treasury is managed collectively, so our assets is our community, basically. Our numbers is our power, and um, people who are part of the DAO get rewarded for being part of the DAO. So, what are the benefits for community members? So you get transparent governance. You know, you have a say in the direction that we're going. And by having a say, it ensures that it is a fair and equitable decision-making process. Increase collaboration, because since you're a part of the DAO and our assets and wealth is collectively held, it increases collaboration and fosters a stronger sense of community because we can connect with like-minded developers on things that are interesting to us, you know. So not only can we just connect with like-minded developers, but we can earn and contribute to each other directly in a way that is transparent and everyone can see it. So this is the final page. I've opened, I've put a link to a form on here, and I've sent the form to your mails if you signed up for the if you signed up through the Luma link. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to post it in the meeting chat here again as well. And I'm not gonna post it on the main group because it's not everyone who is passionate and serious about this. And so those of us who are basically the ones who can keep the flame going. So the things that are important, we should be the core of it because we keep pushing. And it's as we keep pushing that more people are going to keep coming on. But they're going to be coming on if we have workings, like to show, something to show. I've pasted the Google form in the chat below, and it basically will take you to this page where it'll collect your email. So you please just input your GitHub username so that I can add you to the GitHub organization, Africoders Theta DAO framework. Let me look at it. Yeah, Africoders DAO built with Theta, an open source framework. So we're gonna work on this. We're gonna work on this. This is the most promising thing. I'm so sorry. We're gonna work on this. So you need to fill that out so I'll be able to add you on here. This is basically an open source DAO framework. All the other I'll handle the DevOps, but we need people who would like to handle these other things. We don't need to have, we need people who would like to handle these other things. We don't need to have all of them completed today or all of them completed now. It's as we go that people will show. So currently, I'd say just come on here, pick one of the roles that are interesting you. Would you like to be a core team member? What do core team members do? Developers, community managers, and governance leads? Or would you like to do some task and project management? So you can choose to be a task manager, you can choose to be a project manager, or a job postings and review. Excuse me. Job postings and reviewer. So you can pick one of the two. So just pick one. Pick one that interests you. Yeah. Once you're done, just submit that. Please don't forget your GitHub username so that I can add you to the this. And what I'll do is that once you sign up for once I get your details, what I'll do is I'll just create a meeting outside of this one. Maybe it'll be like we'll decide on a time that is convenient for us. Yeah, we'll decide on a time that's convenient for us, and we'll reconvene to begin working on it, basically. So that these meetings now would basically to demonstrate what we've done and how far we've come. Because if we're able to do it like that, then that's how we're going to be able to get the others on board, you know? So we'll work in silence, and then when we're meeting is when we show what we've created. How does that sound? Hmm. Are you guys still here? Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
So thank you so much
Yes,
for your time.
I've
Please,
been
are
trying
there any
to.
questions?
Yes, I said I've been trying to like load the link, but just it doesn't seem to work. So I don't know.
Which link? The forms that I sent in the,
Chat. Yeah,
really?
yeah. It is telling me that invalid dynamic link.
Okay, okay. Hold on, let me create it. Thank you so much for letting me know. I really appreciate it. I've just because I've sent this link as an email as well. So I wouldn't even have known had known I just think that nobody filled it in. Get heartbroken and shit. Bless you, my
Yeah.
bro. I appreciate it.
All right.
Mm, but yeah, do you guys have any questions? How was the presentation? Did you have any parts that you didn't really get? Also,
Yes. I'm still trying to like digest the whole thing. So
mm,
I don't really. Oh yeah. Maybe I don't have a question yet. But I understand like the community we already have, that's what we're trying to integrate into the DAO, right?
yes.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Yeah. And
Mm,
it's a good thing to leverage the things that are out there to like move ourselves forward. Yeah.
yeah.
Well done, Mr. Peter.
Thank you. Thank you. No,
Uh,
the ginger me now.
I stepped out for a while now, so but I understand you started from defining a DAO and seeing like organizations that have implemented something or worked on it. And I get that we want us to like pick an angle which whereby we also enter into the niche. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing Google Forms here. Are we meant to fill this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, fill it so that we know what you'd like to do, what you are good at, what you wouldn't mind giving at least like 1 hour, 1 hour out of the week, outside of this time. Just 1 hour minimum where you can just do something.
Okay, I'll look into it. I'll fill mine.
Okay, that's fine. Thanks so much for your time. You guys are fantastic. Who was here for the last one? Who was here for the last one? I don't know. Please.
Yeah, no, I wasn't here. I missed that one. I think that's kind of why asking questions is tricky for me because I haven't even watched the recording for the last one. So I'll try and watch that, and maybe I'll have questions in the next one.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah.
This you can just watch them one after the other because as soon as we're done with this one, I'm going to put it up there too for those who didn't really have the time, and I'll just remind you guys. But thank you so much for your time. I think we've come to the end of our session. It's already close to 10, and I don't overtry. I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys again this time next week, where we can just come together and de-stress and do something a little different for a change. And have a great rest of your day. Please make sure to fill the form, and you can connect
Yeah,
with me on my
so
socials
one
there.
more thing that I've noticed.
Yeah.
So if you check, like there are three options, right, for you to fill whether you want a role in the core team or task and project
Mm-hmm.
managers or job posting and reviewers. So, but the remaining two is like you are required to select from those options. So, for example, if I
Okay, like
choose the core team, it tells me that I'm required to choose something from task and project managers and
mhm.
also job posting and reviewers. Is
I
that correct?
understand what you mean. Yes, I understand what you mean. Those questions are required, right?
Yes, they are required.
Okay. None of them should be required, actually.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So I said, let me bring attention to it.
Thank you. That's twice now, actually. Please pick a very nice and fantastic role that suits you. I'm sure you know how to go about that. I've just made the changes now, and I'm going to resend the link to the charts in case you feel that you can refill it again with with the right one that you want to pick now.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Okay.
All right, now Leo, please fill it so we can proceed. But I'll drop the third topic because this coming week, I planned for this thing to end in five workshops. So this is the second one. The third one is basically for us to build. So we're going to build this coming week, actually. We're going to build. Fourth is for basically, I'm going to guess like testing, and fifth is integration to get users to begin using it. Once users begin using it, we can set like a target. Once users begin using it, then we meet again and see a way forward. But let's get to that bridge first. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your
Thank you.
weekend.
Yeah, you
Stay
too.
safe out there.
Yeah, you too.
It's okay.
And
Thanks.
guys, bye. Thank you.